My name is Rich.
My name is Paul.
And this is a comic strip AP of Don't Rest Your Head, featuring the sleepless nights of Allan Turner. When we last saw Allan, he was at Widowaversham's house, and while trying to install a big honking giant flat screen TV, he was attacked by two things that I called shriekers. Never seen these kind of weird things before. He was able to defeat them. One of them exploded like a watermelon against the wall, and both of them seemed to have some kind of molten, almost like lava, within them. And so a fire nearly started, but Allan was able to put that out. When we pick up, there are a couple of fire trucks outside of Widowaversham's, and there's the flashing light. They've been here. They didn't just arrive. Some time has passed. It's a little rainy outside. It's a bit of a drizzle. And Widowaversham, you got her out. We see her. She's sitting on a little gurney type thing. They're doing some checkups because she's older. She took a bit of a fright because of the smoke that happened. But you were able to talk your way out of this. What is the story that you gave to the fire department? Policemen have not shown up, and you're not sure if they've been called, but a couple of firemen were here. They asked what happened. What did you say?
Basically, I said there must have been some sort of freak lightning strike or something that caused soot in the chimney to catch fire. The buildup, the creosote, or whatever they call that. And it just started, the cover on the fireplace just kind of blew off and caught on fire.
Well, they buy it. Of course, they'll have some people check it out, but they thank you. In fact, one of the firemen, she says, you were a real hero getting that old lady out like you did. That was good work. We really appreciate it. I go to buy more every once in a while, but maybe I'll have to go buy and get myself some new speakers or something. So good work, Mr. Turner.
Well, thank you. It really, anyone would have done it.
It seems like they are letting you go about your business. You've got that beautiful Mini Cooper in the purple and yellow for buy more. And as you're looking across, and one of the fire engines actually packing up, starting to go. They didn't have to hose anything down. But it looks like there's somebody in the buy more passenger side of your little car. What do you do?
I approach with caution. I've had some already freaky moments tonight, obviously. So I approach with caution from the front of the car, from the windshield side. Try to see who's in there without hitting the door directly.
You see there's a man who's wearing what looks like probably a business suit underneath a light brown overcoat. He's also wearing a pair of shades. He looks to be in his maybe early 40s. He's got a salt and pepper beard. If we were to cast this guy, he would be played by someone like a knockoff Sean Bean look is what we're going for, but he's probably not going to die immediately.
Okay. I move to the driver's side. I don't want to be within his reach directly. So I move to the driver's side and open the door. Say, hey, what are you doing in my car?
You open up the door. He saw you walking. He's very calmly sitting there, and he turns to face you, and you see in between, it's kind of cramped. It's a Mini Cooper.
Right.
In between the two bucket seats of the Mini Cooper, there is, within a scabbard, a broadsword. And he looks over and says, Allan Turner, right?
Yes, but who are you?
Brogan. You can call me Brogan.
Why are you in my car, Brogan?
It's the easiest way to meet with you, sir. I think you should get in. We need to talk.
What the hell is this about? I was just attacked by creatures. I just... What is going on, Brogan?
I have answers for you, but they will not be for the ears of the sleeping or slumbering. They will be for your ears alone, Mr. Turner. You come in. We can have a conversation, or we can walk and talk. Your call.
I'd prefer not to be in an enclosed space with someone that I don't know right now, so I would prefer to walk and talk.
Very well. Very well. Do you mind if I leave this here? And he points to the sword.
I suppose that's fine.
And he'll pile out of the car, step onto the sidewalk. Again, it's drizzling rain a little bit. He's not wearing a hat. He has longer hair. You notice it comes down and just touches the back of his overcoat along the collar.
I'll pick a direction and start walking.
This is a cul-de-sac, so it's easy to pick a direction, right? You start walking along the sidewalk out, and while we had this old Victorian that was Widowaversham's, the other houses are very similar as well. We have lots of tall windows, and there are lights here. Of course, there are a few neighbors who are watching, right? They're trying to get an idea of what happened with Widowaversham's place, and they're probably gossiping to each other. Brogan doesn't seem to pay much of a care to that. He walks beside you. He has a bit of a limp in his gait, and there's a heavy smell of leather that comes off of him.
Huh.
Mr. Turner, you are a member of a musical band, am I right?
Yes, I am.
And at least one of your number has gone missing, has she?
She has.
Yes.
What do you know about that?
Oh, well, that's why I wish to speak with you. You see, there is a person who wishes to procure the services of your band without your agreement, and you're in a bit of danger.
Who is this person? What is the danger? How can I find Honey?
He seems to hesitate a bit, as if he's trying to find the right words. His stage name is, the Howler.
Oh, the Howler.
Yes, he's involved in rock music, and he seems to think that your particular musical band might be interesting to play with him, especially this young Honey of yours.
She's very good, but abduction is usually not the right way to make an artistic collaboration work.
You don't have to tell me that his tactics leave a bit to be desired. I don't disagree at all, but I would like to make sure that you stay safe.
What is your stake in this?
I have a patron, as it were, who has asked me to make sure to foil these efforts of the Howler, and so I'm here at his behest to help you stay safe. So what we need to do then is, unfortunately, we'll need to stay as far away from Honey as possible.
Brogan, I need to help Honey.
Well, she's just a friend, right? You have plenty of friends.
I'm not sure you seem to understand friendship. It's not like I have a dozen eggs, and if I break one, then I still have 11. It doesn't work that way.
Very well. Well, I will tell you this, Mr. Turner. If you wish to assist your friend, you could be in great danger.
I've already been attacked, and I wasn't doing anything yet. I'm in great danger just existing, it seems, and if you really want to help me, then perhaps what you should do is start really explaining what's going on.
I've found that a situation like this is less easy to explain and better to show. Are you willing to go somewhere with me?
If that's what's required, then that's what I will do.
He stops at the end of this cul-de-sac. It's one of those intersections where it floods out into a slightly larger road and a couple cars pass by. I'll need to retrieve my sword if you don't mind, and we may need to drive somewhere, which means you'll be in an enclosed space with me. Can you handle that?
Smug bastard. Yes, I suppose I can. If this gets me closer to being able to help Honey, then yes.
All right. You walk briskly back. He seems to have a bit more pickup in his step, eager to get where you need to be going. Get into the Mini Cooper, start it up. He puts his hand on the haft of the sword. He does not buckle his seatbelt. You mention anything about that as you guys drive off?
It's the law to put your seatbelt on.
Oh, yes. Well, the law, of course. The law for the waking world. Why not? And he reaches and he clicks that seatbelt. We skip ahead a little bit with you guys driving through a few city streets, and eventually you come up to what appears... It's an old abandoned factory. There's a factory that used to produce tires, and it's shut down over a number of years of declining industry. And you see that there is a rusted fence that still sits like a skeleton around it. And he says, there is an entrance to where we need to go, just on the other side of that fence. But let me warn you, where we are going is a place that is unnatural. But it is where you can find your friend Honey.
I think you're right. Maybe you had better just show me.
All right. And you guys would see a bit of you going over the fence. And it turns out that the barbed wire is rusted so bad that he's able to kind of chop at it with a sword. And you go across a long, cracked asphalt parking lot, and eventually you come into the remains of what once was a large factory. It was never converted to have robotic pieces, or the manufacturing was all manual. This is where people toiled. There's still the smell of the rubber and the chemicals and sweat here. And he leads you to a brick fixture. It's like a kind of almost like a furnace. And he points to a old, barely paint remaining door. And he says, we'll need to go inside here. And he walks up and he reaches, he's got gloves on his hands, leather gloves, and he pulls with a bit of effort. And it doesn't look like he can quite pull that thing up. It appears to have been rusted shut here. It's going to take some extra effort. What do you think, Mr. Turner?
I will help.
Cool. So I'm going to actually put this to a roll. And I think this is going to be just a 3 pain. Let's see how this pans out for you.
Okay. I am going to start with 3 discipline. I have 1 exhaustion. I'm not going to up that. I'm just going to roll the 4.
Okay. All right. Here comes a 3. Here's your 4. I've got 1 success.
I've got 3 successes, and discipline dominates.
All right. That's excellent. So with discipline dominating, that means if you wanted, you could drop that exhaustion.
Yes, I could, but I'm going to keep it.
All right. So you pull, and with Brogan's help, you feel the rust give way, and the thing slides and screeches along, ear-piercing, loud. And when you look inside, you would imagine this would be some kind of... It was a furnace, so you would imagine there would be soot, and there would be char, and the remains of ash of things. And instead, what you see is a lacquered wooden floor. And it appears that it is almost like the basement of looking up into a wine shop.
Huh. That's odd. This is some Harry Potter shit going on. After you.
Brogan steps in, and he crawls up onto the floor and offers you a hand, and the 2 of you come into what looks like a wine shop. And when you look back down into that door, you can see that it appears that there are a couple of stairs that lead down to a doorway into a basement of this wine cellar, but through the passageway, which is still open, you see the shadows of that rubber tire factory.
That is strange. Take a second to mentally adjust, I guess, and then tell Brogan to lead the way.
And we'll stop right there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ambience and soundscape music for this session can be found on the amazing Tabletop Audio website. Check it out at tabletopaudio.com.
Hi, this is Jason from the Gauntlet Gaming Community. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, please consider supporting the Gauntlet on Patreon. Our page can be found at patreon.com/gauntlet.